Hello, I'm Kendra, and this is the Such Nice Work podcast. You can find me on Ravelry as Kendra KS, or on Etsy as Cutesy Poo Creations, or you can email me at cutesypoocreations@gmail.com. You can post in the YouTube comments down here, or you can find me on the blog at cutesypoocreations.blogspot.com. It's all the places to find me. So, funny story, I already recorded this episode. All 53 minutes of video. Which, might have ended up a little longer with things spliced in and stuff. But 53 minutes of video. And I went to start trimming it down and realized the audio was all sorts of messed up. I sounded like a chipmunk. The video was really nice, and it was just weird, and yeah. It was funny. I called my hubby, and he's off with the kids right now, and he said he'll make it take at least an hour, so I should have time to re-record this. The funniest thing to me about it was I had gotten an PM the other day from Pumpkin something or other. Not Your Average Teenage Knitter, I think was the name of her podcast. I don't know how or why she found me to PM me, but I watched her podcast, and she was talking about how she had some technical issues and stuff, and I was going to PM her back to talk about it, but I thought it sounded condescending to point out the fact that, it gets better. My first podcast was terrible as far, I don't know if it was terrible to watch, might have been for you, but I thought it was okay, the bits I saw, because I don't rewatch these, as I've said before. But the technical aspects and putting it together and putting together show notes, is weird and hard, at the beginning. But then it's kind of like lather, rinse, repeat. You just do the same things. And it gets easier. But I realized that saying that, because I had some people say similar things to me on my first podcast, and I thought it sounded kind of condescending, like they thought that they were better than me or something, which I know was not their intent, but that's how the words are difficult to choose to say it properly. Or, if you say, it'll be better, it's like saying it's not good, which isn't the case. It's just the fact that the more times you do something, the better you get at them, and, the less stressful it is. I am now not at all stressed when it comes to putting together the video aspect of this. Sometimes I am stressed about what to talk about or whether anyone will care. But it is the coolest, most awesome journaling experience for me. Even just when I look at the last 6 weeks of stuff, to see what I've done and see what I've accomplished as far as crafts or otherwise. I don't have the time or energy to journal I think would be kind of cool, and this is an awesome way to do that. Yeah. So it's also cool. Ravelry project pages, a lot of effort. I don't have that effort in me. Especially the photo uploading and stuff. It's just a whole lot easier to hold things up and show you, and poof, there's a photo for me to see later if I want to go and reference something. And the way I've been doing my show notes includes the information that's important to me in a way that's important to me. I've actually already gone back and looked at something on the blog just to see what I used for something. And that was helpful. And I don't always find the project pages helpful to me. Though I look at other people's projects to help me out sometimes. So maybe I'm being a bad Raveler or something. Ravelry-er, I don't know. But yeah. I've enjoyed this experience. Summing it up. I'm gonna have a sip of my beverage, which was much fuller when I started. Not white wine, despite the appearance. I had ginger ale left over from number 3's luau a few weeks ago, and this is actually the last of the bottle. And I was gonna drink it while I was podcasting. And I was like, what should I put it in? And I decided I would put it in a festive glass. I was going to put it in a champagne flute, but I didn't think the champagne flute would hold enough. And this is one of my very favorite wine glasses. It holds so much, especially wonderful when it's holding wine. A large glass of red wine. It gets a good glass in there. I had a pair of these. One of them has broken. This is my one and only now, so I'm kind of protective of it. I won it in a raffle at the Outdoor Quilt Show in Weaverville, California, when I lived there. Not the year I helped with it when I was in the Quilt Guild. The year before that. We just went for fun. And I still have some of the fabric from that gift basket. I'm like waiting for the perfect thing to make out of it. I just need to make something already. Maybe once I get my my sewing machine fixed, maybe I'll make a project bag for myself out of that. I hadn't thought about that. Ginger ale, fun glass. That's actually a good tip. I have, for a while, I was drinking water out of a wine glass because apparently if you fill a wine glass with anything, I will drink it, especially if it's wine, but water or any other liquid. So a good way to make yourself, like, drink more water is to have a pretty glass. Yeah. As far as being festive, what I am wearing today I'm wearing my festive earrings. I did not make these. These were a birthday present a few years ago for my sister. I believe they are Cookie Lee earrings. And when I say a few years ago, I think these are like 6 or 7 years old now. But I don't wear them very often because they catch my eye a lot when I wear them. But I think of them as my festive earrings. I tend to wear them around the holidays. Yeah, so I wore them today for you all. And as far as things that I have made that I am wearing, today I'm wearing fleece pajama pants. I made these originally for my husband for Christmas like 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah. 3 years ago, I think. And I made them because our house was very cold at the time. And it was kind of like making him a little blanket he could wear around with him. And they're like loose enough that you could wear a pair of like flannel pajama pants underneath them too, which is an odd like sticking situation with the flannel and the fleece, but super roasty toasty if you wear them that way. But yeah, he liked them. I made them like the full width of the fabric, I think. But he likes his pants really long when it comes to pajama pants because he likes them to like come down to his feet and like around his ankles. And so, you know, they like drag on the floor and get all tattered and stuff. But I apparently made these too long, even for him. And so he had me cut them. And the cool thing about fleece is that I just cut it. I didn't like hem it or anything. So the bottom of these pants are simply cut because they will not fray. But I did that, and then they were still a little too long, so I had me trim a little more off, but now he's decided that they are too short. Which is fine, because they are the perfect length for me. So now they are mine, and they are fabulous, and I am wearing them, and I am cozy. Actually, I'm getting kind of cold in here. I was seeing if I need to put another log on, but no. Firebox looks full. It's just cold. It's getting cold outside. Today, I was driving down, I had to run some errands this morning, and I was driving down the driveway, and tangent. We had our dog got into our trash. We quit paying for trash service because they only came every 2 weeks, and I always forgot when those 2 weeks were, and we create very little trash. Like maybe a kitchen trash bag every 2 weeks. Yeah. We cloth diaper, and we just don't create a lot of trash. So, the dog got into the trash can, and like tipped it over outside, and then he like busted open the plastic bags because there was wrapping from meat in there, which he got into. And anyways, we had trash blow all over the yard because it was windy, because we live in Kansas where it is always windy. And yeah, so there was trash like all over our yard for a while because it was cold when it happened and life was happening, and so we didn't necessarily pick everything up as quickly as we could have. But most of it was like dry trash, and it's our yard, and we have a giant property, so it wasn't like it was going anywhere. But anyways, my husband and kids have since cleaned up the trash from outside, but I saw this stuff at the bottom of the driveway that looked like trash, and I was like, oh my goodness, what did we get into now? And then I realized, no, there's like a puddle that forms at the bottom of our driveway, and it had a thick layer of ice on it, and when my husband came home from work this morning, his tire must have busted the ice, and so there were like these chunks and shards of ice at the end of our driveway that looked like broken glass or like trash. But no, it was ice chunks from the tops of our puddles. So yes, it is getting cool out. And we have like a north wind today. And our house does not respond well to that. So it's a little chilly in here. But yes, moving along. Fleecy pants, festive earrings. Yay. Behind me, you will see my Christmas quilts. I made it a few years ago. I bought the candy cane fabric. Oh, it's flannel. All of it's flannel, so it's cozy. The candy cane fabric I bought on clearance at Joann's after Christmas one year to go with the other fabric, which is like red and green and yellow stripes with penguins all over it. And I used that fabric to make pajama pants for our entire family. My daughter's first Christmas, I started making pajama pants for all of us that matched for Christmas. Yay. And I managed to get them all together, I think 3 years. Yes, 3 years in a row I did it. And then last year, 4 years. Anyways, last year I didn't do it because my son had been born at Thanksgiving and then I was not well and stuff. I decided that it was not something that needed to be prioritized because, well, there were better things to prioritize. So we did not have matching pajamas for Christmas, and nobody cared, and it was not a big deal. And so this year, not stressing about it, not going to do it. Sewing machine doesn't work. Not going to mess with it. But yeah, so those were the scraps from when I made the pants, you know. You end up with, you cut out the pattern, and there's like this whole big bit of fabric, so I kept it all. Made that quilt. The backing, the black and white flannel. I had flannel sheets on my bed from middle school through high school, and I loved these sheets. Wore them out, especially like the fitted sheet was worn out, but I loved the sheets, and I couldn't get rid of them because I loved them. So I kept them, and especially the top sheet was in really, really good condition because I frequently ended up like just yanking it off the bed and not using it. So that is what the backing is, and it solved my solution of not wanting to get rid of it, but wanting to still love it. So now I love it as the back of that quilt. So moving along to my squeaky wheels. Old squeaky wheels. For life was to get up with an alarm by 7:15 every day, which I kind of did. My alarm went off most days. The kids have not been feeling super great. My youngest, who still co-sleeps, has been teething and congested, and yeah. So we had at least one night this week where he just like didn't sleep. He was up screaming and crying and inconsolable, and teething is lame. Lame. For the teether and the parent. So he, yeah. Some mornings, if he was just being clingy and wanted me to stay in bed, that's what I did. Especially the night when he didn't sleep, I like stayed in bed and my husband came home and the kids, I brought them all downstairs. I was like, I need to go back to sleep. I did not sleep last night. And my husband said, okay. And so I went and I slept for like 3 hours, and that was great. And completely what I needed that day. So I did not get up like I had planned, but I tried. Like, the reasons I didn't get up were because of life, not because I was, you know, just being lazy. I was usually caring for a kid if I stayed in bed in the morning. And then once I got up, I was good about, like, getting at my day. And I've been good about, you know, getting dressed and putting on my shoes and all that stuff. My crafty goal was to get all of the Christmas presents done that needed to get mailed to California. And I almost got it done. I took 2 boxes to the post office yesterday, which would be the 6th. Yesterday, which was the 15th, which is when my goal was to take them by. And I took 1 box for my sisters and their families. And I took another box for my husband's brother and his family. And, yeah, so that stuff is mostly done. I have one more thing I am finishing and a present I'm waiting to arrive from the mail. And then I will finish sending everything out. So hopefully by today, at least the thing I am finishing working on, which you will see later, will be done. Things that go in the mail. Yeah, so partially done. I think I've done very well as far as getting things done. My new squeaky wheels. In life, I need to work on general cleaning. I need to sweep our kitchen at least once a day because we have 3 small children and our floor gets covered in food after every meal. It's just inevitable, and then it dries and it's icky, and yeah. So I need to sweep more because I've been putting that off because, well, I'm lazy. That is. I also need to work on wiping down our bathroom. Oh, another reason I haven't been sleeping that much at night is our middle son, number 2. He is toilet training right now. So that means a lot of getting up to either take a kid to pee or to change clothes that have been peed in because he's wearing training pants now and not diapers. And yeah, ultimately it'll be much less work because that will be only 1 kid in diapers, which is a whole lot less laundry and a whole lot less changing people. Someday I'm only going to have to deal with my own toileting needs. It's going to be fabulous. Fabulous, not fabulous. Fabulous. But yeah, for right now, that's not the case. So yes, I need to work on wiping down the bathroom because kids toilet training, that means there's pee. And yeah, not pleasant. So need to wipe down the bathroom more. And I just need to work on like picking up general clutter. You can't see it, but in front of the screen where I am recording is my desk. And it's like a mound of just like stuff. Yarny projects and papers, and it all just kind of piles up. And when you get yarn projects in with other stuff, the piles get weird and they like mesh together. As you can tell, I also today chose not to clean up all the stuff behind me that I sometimes straighten up because I have holiday stuffs all over there. And I realized that if I cleaned them up and put away all of that clutter, I was probably either going to lose something or just take more time. The time it took to clean it up and then the time it takes me to refind it. So yeah, my stack is just there. That's how it is. Oh look, toys, yeah, there's always toys, pillows, whatever. Oh, behind me also I meant to mention. I mentioned it last time. Yeah, not this recording. You'll see a garland. We're starting to hang up our holiday cards. These over here are ones that we've received from people in our normal life. And these are the beginnings, these 3 are the beginnings of, I signed up for a card swap on Ravelry. And I have not sent mine out. I think there's like 12 people in the swap. I've gotten 3. That's pretty good. I'm probably not going to send mine out for a little bit, but I have an idea. I know what I'm going to make. I just need to make them. But we don't usually send our holiday cards out till closer to New Year's. In part, I do it on purpose because I think there are a lot of, there's like a glut of mail all going out. And things are less likely to get damaged or lost, I think, if you wait. So, yeah. I usually don't send my stuff out. Plus, I think that everyone's just so busy right now with getting their own holiday stuffs done that things come in the mail and you don't really pay attention to them. They just kind of come and that's the end of it. But if you wait till after Christmas and you get stuff, you can actually enjoy it and take a moment to sit down and look at it, and it's just better. So I wait. So yes, if I'm supposed to be not swapping. If I'm supposed to be sending cards to these people, they will be getting them closer to New Year's, as is my tradition. Moving along. Oh, I have a lot of things on my list today. In fact, I have the setup I'm using. It's a little different. I have my blogger thing up from the blog so that I can just use that as show notes. Where'd it go? There it is. Yeah, so there's a lot of things on my list. And yeah. My crafty goal, I need to finish, I have a batch of commissions that needs to be finished, and I need to work on my kids' presents, because, yeah, just need to do it. So moving on to the I'm proud of yous, and I am proud of me. I got a lot done this week. A lot. But I have none of it here to show you. None at all. But I took pictures of everything, so what I'm going to do is cut in a picture, and then I will talk and tell you about what I made. So here's I'm proud of you number 1. It is a commissioned reindeer. I made a horse for the raffle for the Light Horse Parade, and my friends saw it, and they liked it, and said, hey, can you pop some reindeer antlers on that? And I said, yeah, sure. So I made that, and it is going to her grandson for Christmas this year. It is hanging out under her tree as a decoration until then, but it will be going home with a little boy. I made it out of Red Heart Super Saver in Buff Fleck, and I want to say it's Cafe Latte. I'm going to discuss this particular brown yarn in several of my projects. I'm just going to call it Cafe Latte. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I have this skein to finish, and I think I have another partially used one upstairs. But yeah, I don't know where the ball bands are. But it's a very pretty brown, and I really like the way it looks with the Buff Fleck. So I used a hook size G, and I made the perfect pony pattern by Jennifer Down Under, which is what the pony is based off of. I obviously do the mane and tail. I made up antlers and a tail and a nose. And I made the nose black because not every deer needs to be Rudolph. No, there is one Rudolph in the world. Let's see, but deers don't have red noses. And this family, actually, I believe they hunt. So I tried to make it look a little bit more like actual deery. But yes, I used a size G hook, and it made my hands hurt. In fact, the other day, like, my finger had, like, a lump on it. But the lump has since gone away, which is good. Because, yeah, I don't have time to slow down right now. Or ever, because, you know, I need my hands to keep working because I want to make, you know, lots of things. All of the things. I want to craft everything, and I need my hands to keep up. So, yes, I made the commission horse. Reindeer. This one was a reindeer based on a horse. It has been taken to its owner. Yeah. Moving along, I made presents for my sisters and their families. I made this. It is a cowl for my sister number 2. It is made out of Lion Brand Heartland tweed and Black Canyon tweed. I used a hook size I think. It is a test crochet. I will tell you more about it at another time. But it is pretty, and I think she will like it. And then I made, for her husband, I made a beard hat. And I used Red Heart Super Saver held double. I used Medium Time and Williamsburg together for the hat portion. And then the beard is made out of Cafe Latte. I used a hook size K, and I used the Mountain Man beard hat pattern by Hand Me Down Hobby. The pattern says you're supposed to, like, attach the beard to the hat. Instead, I put buttons inside the hat, and then, like, button hole thingies on the beard. So that way he can take the beard off and wear the hat if he wants. I'm not sure how much he'll actually wear the hat, because he lives in Southern California. Though where they live is, like, near the coast. So it does get cold, and yeah, he might. But I thought options are good, so I gave him the option to not have to wear the beard all the time. But I did try it on. I had heard that, like, these beard hats were, like, crazy warm, and it kind of was. I kind of liked it. My husband was trying it on. I know the pictures are kind of lame, because there's no, like, base in it, but my husband tried it on for me so I could see it on a man's head, because I'd only tried it on my own. And number one, I was then looking in a mirror through a beard hat. So my view of what I looked at might have been slightly skewed by the fact that I was wearing a beard hat. So yes, I wanted to see it on him when he was helping me wrap presents yesterday. But he had commented, my husband, that, he watches a show called At Midnight, and apparently there's some segment called, like, Sad Etsy Boyfriend, where they show pictures from Etsy of men modeling things and potentially looking completely silly on Etsy. So yes, I will not make him be Sad Etsy Boyfriend. No. Yes, moving along. I also made these. I made 2 water polo helmets because both of my nephews play water polo. You will notice that they both have the number 8 on them. That is not a mistake. Both of my nephews, brothers, are the same number. One is on varsity and one is on JV, from what I understand, but they are both number 8. I used Red Heart Super Saver in cherry red and white with a hook size K and I for the ear thingamajiggies. It is based on the Aviator Hat by Crochet Hooks, which is a paid pattern, and my own imagination, because, yeah, couldn't find a water polo cap. Yeah, I think they turned out super cute. I hope my nephews like them. I don't know if they're actually going to wear them that much, or at all, but I think that hopefully they like the sentiment. But yeah, I think they turned out cute. I was happy with them. And then for their younger brother, I made a visor beanie. Using the visor beanie pattern by Suzanne Steger. You never know. It is made out of Lion Brand's Vanna's Choice in Patchwork Gray, which turned out nice looking, even though I didn't really like the Vanna's Choice. I used hook size I and J. And yeah, I think that the beanie will be very, I tried it on. I thought it had that very, like, teenage I don't care look, which is kind of what I was going for. Because yeah, my nephews are all in middle and high school right now. Gosh, it makes me feel old. Though yes, my sisters are 14 and 16 years older than me. But yes, my niece and nephews are all growing up. So are my kids, but yeah. I also, for my other sister, my oldest sister, I made her this. It is a Max the Dog headband. That's right, Max the Dog from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. We call her husband the Grinch, and you'll see his present in a minute. But I made her this headband. It is made using the headband pattern, a mental headband by Idea Ivana, I think. I used Red Heart Super Saver in Cherry Red, and then obviously that Cafe Latte Brown again to make the little antler bit. I used a hook size J for the headband and a G for the antler bit. I came with the antler, and then I like attached it to a button on the bottom, and then I shoved the button through one of the holes in the headband. So she can take the antler off and just wear the headband. It was pretty cute. I think I might be making myself one, because it only took me like 15-20 minutes to do. So, well, a little longer than that, I guess. It would have taken 15 or 20 minutes if I had just sat down and done it, but I was watching shows with the kids, and so I was being endlessly interrupted. So, you know, things take longer than they need to. So, yes, the Max the Dog headband was completed, and then I also made this. It's a Grinch hat for my brother-in-law. I used I Love This Chunky and Fern and a hook size K. I used the hat portion of the Mountain Man beard hat by Hand Me Down Hobby that I used to make the beard hat. And I think it turned out super cute. When I attached the applique, I was careful to like only go through the top layer so he could turn it inside out and just have a green hat. There's one stitch of yellow that went and shows, but there's just one and it's tiny, and I could have gone back and fixed it, but yeah, attaching eyes is a big old pain, and I wasn't gonna do it again. So yeah, he can live with it. I don't know if he'll even wear it, so it's not worth, you know, stressing about. Then I made a visor beanie for their son out of Red Heart Super Saver in black and royal blue, which I think he will enjoy and looks very himmish when I tried it on. So hopefully my nephew will like it because he likes black and blue. And that, again, uses the visor beanie pattern by Suzanne Steger. I apparently have lost the ability to speak clearly. I think it's because this is the second time I'm going through these. I'm also talking kind of fast. Which, hey, I guess that'd be good for you. This podcast might get over quicker than the first round. Or it might not. So yes, I also, for their daughter, I made those owl mitts, which you saw on the last episode. And yes, all of that packed up. My husband helped me wrap and pack everything yesterday, and it has gone to the post office and is winging its way to California with an expected delivery date of the 22nd, which means that I am still very okay for my other items, which have not gone yet, to get there in time. Because I don't think my family's actually meeting in California until the 26th, but I don't know. They'll get their presents when they get them. I'm not concerned. And then for my husband's family, his brother has 2 kids, and I'm getting them some books. This is one of them. This is the one that arrived this morning. Ladybug Girl and Bumblebee Boy. And so for their daughter, I made a superhero cape with a ladybug theme using Red Heart Super Saver in cherry red and black, and a K hook, and it's my own pattern. And for her brother, I made a Bumblebee cape. using bright yellow and black, also with a K-hook in my pattern. And they're getting this book as well as another one called something about Ladybug Girl, and then I think it's The Amazing Bumblebee Boy. Anyways, it's the individual books for these two characters, and then this book of them together. And I bought used books. So like this one has writing in the front, so I'm going to hand stamp like a book plate to put in them and like rubber cement them in the fronts of the books. So that'll be good. I like used books. I love books. Can you tell I have a bit of a problem with loving books? But I love used books because I feel sad for the books that don't have a home. The stray books. The books that need to be adopted. Also, they're cheaper. So, like I was able to buy them 3 books used that probably cost me about the same amount as if I bought them 1 book not used. And I was able to buy hardcover too. So that's good. Yeah, so I'm going to get those. The capes are already in the mail, and then I'm waiting for the books to arrive. And when they get here, those will get mailed off too. So, moving along to will I procrastinate or will I prioritize? I kind of have to prioritize now because I'm running out of time. Today is the 16th, and we celebrate Christmas here at my house on the 24th. So that is 8 days. 8 days and a lot of stuff to get done. So the first thing I need to finish are the commissioned superhero cape and mask sets for my my husband's coworker. These have been backburnered. She knew about it. We talked to her because I had to get things in the mail to California, and she is going to probably put these in her kids' stockings anyways, so it's not like they need to be wrapped or anything. But yeah, so she knew that I was going to do some other things first. But now I need to get these done because I don't want her to be waiting and stuff either. So, working on this cape for her son out of camo, the superhero cape, and then it's going to have an initial on it out of this lovely flame color because apparently he likes orange and he likes camo. And this is like Hunter's orange. It's not bright orange. Well, the camo's not too bad. But yeah, so working on that, and there's going to be a mask that goes with it. And so far, I've worked on his sister's mask, which I need to hook it together because it ends up being like a headband. But then it has these eye holes. There we go. Which when you put it on, you can wear it like that. It's very difficult to put things on using the webcam to orient them. But yes, it goes like that. So I'm going to work on this. And I actually have the cape already done for her. It's going to be this berry mix with the bright pink, and then have her initial on it in the pink as well. And I was going to use this cape, which I had done, has been for sale, but the capes are my own pattern, and in doing the ones for my niece and nephew, and the ones I've made to sell, I have been working out the kinks in the proportioning and getting the stitch counts right and just being happy with the pattern. Because, you know, you got to do things more than once to figure that stuff out. Well, I finally come up with the amount and everything that I like, and I'm really happy with the ones that I made for my niece and nephew, and I'm happy with what I make for her brother, and I'm not so happy with the one that I already made, so I'm probably going to make a new one. Because I just want it to be as good as her brother's. And the more times you do something, the better you get at them, as I said before. So, yeah, I'll be doing that. And that will be out of Super Saver in the berry mix, and I think it's called Bright Pink. So yeah, I need to get on those quick. But what I need to get on even quicker is my mom's Christmas present, which needs to get shipped to California. And I am making her these. They're Croc socks. They are using the clog liner pattern by Carol Ballard, my second paid for pattern. Yay! And yes, you know, these slide into your Croc. I should have brought my Crocs over so I could have showed you them that way. But they are made out of Premier Yarn, Deborah Norville Serenity Chunky in the colorway Majesty. And then the bottom is held double with Red Heart Super Saver in light gray heather, which I think is super nice. I used a hook size K. They're all squishy and warm. So there's one of them, and it's extra warm because it's been sitting on top of my receiver, so it got all warm and toasty. And then I've got the, like, part of the the other one done. I need to finish this so that I can hopefully get these in the mail today. So that they can make their way to my mom. Because she likes Crocs, and I think that she will like these. And then I have also, last night, I took the cape with me to my daughter's dance lesson and taekwondo, and to work on while she was in her stuff. And I should have taken probably the Croc socks so that I could have it done, but I didn't print out the pattern, so that just didn't happen. I took that. I should have finished one of those projects last night, but instead I started something new. I started working on presents for my kids, because I realized, like, I was thinking through what I should work on last night when I had time, and I realized that I can only work on my kids' presents when they are not awake or here. So I needed to take advantage of the time they were asleep. So I started making these. Do you know what these are? You can't tell. They're these are gonna be slipper boots. They will look like this. Aren't those stinking cute? These are made out of Red Heart Super Saver and Mexicana, and it uses the slipper boots pattern, which is free from Burnett Design Studio on Yarn Inspirations. You know, it's where Burnett has all their patterns and stuff. Using a hook size I believe. Oh, no, this is a K. K. Using a K. Okay. To make those. And these are for son number 2. My middle son. And, yeah. So I'm starting on those. Hopefully to be shortly there, followed by his siblings' slipper boots as well. And these match the superhero cape that he had for, Halloween. I'm going to make my daughters in matching ones for her, and then my youngest son is going to have a different color. I also need to work on my hubby's headband ear cover. And yeah, I'm making a scarf for his uncle, which may or may not get done in time for Christmas. We'll see. And some fingerless mitts, which are back burner until all of this stuff is done, because they were originally for my sister, but instead I made her the headband. And I really like the way they're fitting, and I like the yarn, so the fingerless mitts are going to be for me. So yeah, that means they don't have to get done yet, even though I kind of want them, so we'll see. But I got to get all of this other stuff done for the peoples before the stuff for me. And then I have a wrap with slit that I'm working on, but that's to sell. So it's like after Christmas when I start doing that stuff. Moving on to who doesn't love a good nap. I love a good nap. Things that I am that are very, very adjacent because they need to be done in the next week. For my daughter, you know, my niece and nephew, I bought them books, and then I made them something that goes with them. For my daughter, I bought her a book by Mo Willems. If you have never read a Mo Willems book, they're super funny. Any kid you know, every Mo Willems book, really funny, really good. I totally suggest them. But I got her the book Hooray for Amanda and Her Alligator, which we have gotten from the library multiple times. My daughter loves it, quotes it, whatever. Now we're going to have our own copy, which means I'll have to hear it even more. But she will be very happy. And in keeping with that, I'm going to make her an alligator. This is an alligator pencil case from Yarn Inspirations. I don't think I'm going to make it a pencil case, though, because that requires a zipper. It's a little intense. So I'm probably not going to do that. Might stuff it. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. You'll find out what it turns out to be. And then for number 2, he's always telling me, Mom, I see birds. I see birds. He really likes birds. So I'm going to make him the Simply Cute Bluebird by Terry L. Cruz Designs, which is free on Ravelry. It's much cuter in color, but color ink is more expensive. So, yeah, I'm going to make it in, I think it's called Turquoise. It's like a brilliant blue turquoise color of Super Saver. And then for my youngest, I got him another Mo Willems book. Oh, for number 2, I bought the Betsy Tassie Treasury, which is a treasury of these books that were written in like 20s, 40s, I forget. A long time ago. And we had gotten the book from the library, and we were reading it, and then I had to take it back because it was overdue like twice. And my son keeps asking me about it. He really wants to read it, which Betsy Tassie is not necessarily a book you would associate with a 2.5-year-old boy, but he's really excited by it. So I bought him the book. And then for my youngest son, I got another Mo Willems book called Mole Rat Gets Dressed, which is a story about a naked mole rat who likes to wear clothes in secret. So, anyways, I've actually never read the story, but Mo Willems is, you can't miss. And the cover was cute, and I thought, hey, I could make a mole rat. So what I'm going to use is this Harry the Hippo pattern. There he is. And I'm going to put, like instead of putting tusks on the top like you would for hippo, I'm going to put them on the bottom. And I think they're going to match the picture of the mole rat. So we'll see how that all turns out. And then, yes, slipper boots for both of the other 2 kids. So all 3 kids, slipper boots, and their animals. And then also, if I'm feeling really ambitious, with our, we've been listening to an advent calendar, an audio advent calendar, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And in one of the stories, the kids get this, like an elf for the Christmas tree, and they name him Grunk. And it apparently was the mom's when she was a little girl, and he always watched over the Christmas tree and blah, blah, blah. So my daughter asked why we don't have a Grunk, and she wants one. So maybe I'm going to make one. I don't know. It probably won't be like an elf or a gnome, but it might just be like something, even just like a stuffed shape with a face on it for each kid that we can like put up every year. Or, I don't know. I haven't quite decided. We'll see how ambitious I'm feeling. Or if I run out of steam. I don't know. And then, let's see, where am I? What I'm reading. Empty. Sad. Or almost empty. So, what I'm reading is, I'm still reading Anne of the Island, but L.M. Montgomery. It's taken a while, because I'm not reading it every day as much. Usually I would read, like, for rest time and before bedtime, and this book's just taking a while. Because life has been busy. But we've also been listening to every day to an audio advent calendar from Sparkle Stories at sparklestories.com, which if you've listened to them, yeah, they just always say that at the end. My daughter actually knows all the copyright information from the end of the stories, which is hilarious, because when they end, then she goes on to like copyright 2013, blah, blah, blah. Funny, funny, funny. But yes, Martin and Sylvia's advent calendar. Oh, where did I put? I had them when I recorded before. Where are they? Oh, here they are. So, I was going to show you, we've been coloring in after we listened to the stories. These are the little advent calendar. This was actually 2013's calendar. I think they're the same this year. This is the PDF copy that I had saved on my computer. And so I just printed out a new one for 2014 on it. This is my 2.5-year-old's thing colored in so far. And then here is his sister's, my almost 6-year-old in February. So yeah, it's been fun. They enjoy the stories. They've been enjoying coloring in. I'm very proud to see them like coloring in just the space they're supposed to. Especially the younger one. Pretty cool. So moving along to what I'm watching. Still watching Top Chef Boston with the hubby. Yeah. Top Chef, I've been enjoying the show, but they're so negative this season. And I really don't know if that is, like, because they're just over it, because they've done so many seasons, or if it's, like, the way they're being edited, or if that's what people want to see. But I would like a little bit of positive criticism, not just criticism. I mean, I'm plenty negative on my own. I don't need it in my TV shows. We've also been watching Star Trek Next Generation. A couple of episodes. And I think it's the funniest thing in Star Trek when they can't explain how something happens. Like, you know, they set up some, like, really strange scenarios. And so then at the end, they just go, Captain's Log, supplemental. Everything's okay. And you're like, how did everything get to be okay? You didn't explain that. You just went, Captain's Log, supplemental. Okay. So I wish you could just do that in life. Just be like, Christmas project, supplemental. All done. And they just be done. But that doesn't happen. I actually have to do that. What else have I been watching? I've been watching podcasts. All the usuals. Though a lot of people have apparently been busy having lives or crafting or I don't know what. So there haven't been quite as many, I don't feel like. Or maybe I'm just like blowing through them because I have stuff to do. So I'm like watching them a lot more. But I got a shout out from JB's Fiber podcast. Though she said that she'd only watched like half an hour of one. But she had nice things to say about me, which is always nice to hear. I like to hear nice things about myself. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, but of course, in half an hour, I probably come across nicer, more pleasant. People that know me might say that if you knew me for more than half an hour, I don't know. And if you've been watching all of these, I don't know. What do you think? Is half an hour enough of Kendra? Not quite sure. Moving on. Oh, other thing I've been watching. I forgot this the first time, but I meant to tell you. So in my first episode, I talked about a show I watched that involved as a kid, that involved a mannequin. I didn't know what it was called, and I had thought that over time I have like Google searched or whatever for it several times and had never found out what it was. But I found out what it is. Like, for whatever reason, my Google search gave me results this time. And it is called Today's Special. And apparently it's a Canadian show, because when I was little, Nickelodeon used to show, like, a ton of Canadian shows. Like, you can't do that on television, which Alanis Morissette used to be on. I used to love that show. I should look that up on YouTube, too. But anyways, we have been watching Today's Special on YouTube, and my kids love it. My daughter has been asking to watch that more than anything else, and that's kind of cool. So I watched a couple episodes because, I don't know that there's that many out there, so I don't want to, like, blow through them all and have none left. We also watched Eureka's Castle, which was fun. Hold on, someone's knocking at my door. So the knock on my door was my dad's cousin, and they just brought me an entire box full of old knitting and crochet magazines and like craft magazines. So that'll be fun to sift through. Oop. Let's see, where are my show notes? Eureka's Castle, that's where I was at. So I found like a playlist on YouTube of old things from Nickelodeon. So we've been watching those. And another show that we watched the other night, which I have been trying to figure out probably for 20 years what the show was called, that I used to watch. It was about a little girl, and she had a koala bear, and I knew that they went on like adventures together. It's called Noozles. And we watched it, and it was really fun, and it was funny because I remembered the episode. And it was like being little again, and my kids were like, "You're crazy, Mom." But they liked the show too, but they didn't quite, feel the same attachment I did to it. So yes, we've been watching shows like that on YouTube. I'm not too sure the legality of watching things like that. Are people posting them? Because I know this is fine to post on YouTube because I created the content, so I posted it. But yeah, I'm going to continue to watch them. Till I find out that there's a reason I shouldn't. Yeah. So moving on to 5 things on the Funny Farm. So, number 1, this week I discovered that I love our dog, Esri. I knew I loved Esri, but, several things happened where it was like, okay, dog's got a little spot in there now. We had Esri just runs loose in our yard, because our yard is huge, and he runs all over the property and chases things and whatever. But somebody actually brought him back to our house because I think he must have chased something into the ditch, like along the road, and so one of our neighbors, they live like way down there, but they brought him up the drive because they were worried maybe he got out or something. We're like, oh no, he just runs around. And then I was in the kitchen and my husband was talking to the guy, and the guy made some comment about like when we got him or something. So then we're like, oh no, does he know whose dog this was? Because we mentioned that it had been a stray or something. Though when we got Ezra, he had a collar. We just couldn't figure out who owned him. And we like spread the word and whatever, and no one ever claimed him. So now he is ours. No matter who Press say he's theirs, he's ours. But it turned out like the guy was just commenting that was this the dog that he got texted about when we found Esri. We told our friend texted some people. And yeah. So, no worries. We still don't know who Esri originally belonged to, but that doesn't matter because they can't have him back. He's ours. In fact, my son, when you ask him what he wants for Christmas, he just says, a heart for Esri. I don't really know why. But I'm percolating on what I'm going to do. It is a heart for Esri, for my son, because that'll make him happy. And then, let's see, number 2. I want a turkey. Yay! Our city had a Christmas party. And so you go up and there's like a soup lunch and sandwiches and stuff. And then they do a raffle. And they give away hams and turkeys. I want a turkey. This is the 3rd time our family has won a turkey. And then it was funny because we came home and my husband was busy, and so he didn't bring the turkey in from the trunk, and I was going to do it, but then I saw him bring something else in, and I thought it was the turkey, so I never went and got it. We accidentally left the turkey to thaw in the trunk of our car, which was fine because it had been so cold that it was probably colder than it would have been in our fridge. But yes, it was thawing, so we cooked it, and we're in the process of eating it, and it's delicious. So yay, winning turkey. It's like the dumbest thing, but it's really exciting to tell people you want a turkey. Can you imagine if you want a turkey? Wouldn't that be fun? It sounds craziness, but winning a turkey, really exciting. And my turkey, the little boy was going to bring it, like carry it over, and the turkey like fell out of its sack and went sliding on the floor. It was pretty funny. It was only like 11.5 pounds, but it went like flying out of its bag. So I had a flying turkey, which, defrosted itself in a trunk. Yeah. But yes, let's see. Number 3. Behind me, you will see I have set up a Christmas tree. This is not our usual tree. Ordinarily, we have a giant white tree. We named it Ornay, the ornament holder. Because, yes, sometimes I'm not so happy with, like, calling it a Christmas tree. In part because sometimes it stays up for a really long time. So it's just a displayer of ornaments. But yes, we put up the tree. So this particular tree, I have not put up in a decade. I was thinking about this last night. My mom used to be a preschool teacher, and she was a director of a preschool when it closed. And she ended up with a bunch of stuff from the preschool. And one of the things she ended up with was their Christmas trees. And one of the trees ended up with me. And I used it as my primary tree when I lived in my first apartment by myself. This was the tree I put up. And we have put it up several times since. Like, it was up upstairs for the kids a couple of years, and like to be a decoration in our upstairs window. I had it out when we lived in California one place, but it has not been our primary tree in a number of years. And frankly, this year, Steve and I decided we were just going to skip it. Like, we just weren't going to decorate. I just don't have it in me. He didn't have it in him. Life is just, life. And yeah, so we were just going to kind of skip the decorating for Christmas because it's a lot of effort for the fact that basically what we're going to then have to do is keep the kids from killing themselves on the tree. And we're already busy keeping the kids from killing themselves on the wood stove. And I didn't want to fight the tree and the stove and all the yelling and stuff. It's just not worth it. Why? Why create problems? So we weren't going to put up a tree at all. But my daughter had made this finger knit garland. We entered it in the county fair. And she was all proud of it. And it's super cute. And it is. It's really nice. But she saw it in the closet the other day because I opened the closet to get out a new jacket. And when she saw it, she's like, oh my goodness, we get to put my garland on the tree. And then I felt like a bad mom because we weren't going to have a tree. So I made it happen. Last night, me and the kids put that tree up. And her garland is on it. You can kind of see it. The garland will look super duper fabulous on our white tree. But it looks pretty cute on this tree too. Right now it's just her garland and lights. Because I haven't found the topper. And yeah, but the kids are really happy. And apparently this was enough decorating for them. Like they thought it was pretty. they're good to go. So I don't know that much else is going to go up, but we'll see. But yeah, that's the tree that made me not be a bad mom. Then, number 4, I went and picked up my new glasses. These are actually the same frames that I've had, but I got new lenses. I don't usually wear my my glasses on the podcast because of the reflection. But yeah, and I was not, you never know when you get new glasses if the prescription is going to make that big of a difference. But I put it on, I was like, wow, these are actually sharper. So I didn't feel so bad spending the money on them. And I got new sunglasses, which I like. Got a little bling on the side. It was funny though, because I could tell that the women that at the optometrist's office, the receptionist, when I was trying these on, they didn't like them very much. Because I wanted like big, because I like my sunglasses to go all the way to the side and like cover that sun from the side when I'm driving, because it can be very sunny here, especially during the summer. But they kept showing me like smaller, cuter, more dainty sunglasses. No, I wanted big. And I love these, so I'm very happy with the ones I picked. Whether they like them or not, doesn't matter. I'm the one that's going to wear them. I actually was wearing them today because it's very bright out right now. It's very overcast, but I don't know if you have this problem. The sun, like reflecting on bright clouds is worse to me almost than sun in my face. When the sky is really bright, it's very difficult for me with driving. So that's those. I also don't know, when I was trying on my glasses and you could see the reflection, were you looking at what you can see behind me in the reflection of my glasses? Because I do that when I watch podcasts. I'm always curious what's like on the other side. What can I not see in the room that you're filming in? Because, you make the little box you can see look a certain way. But there's like all the stuff that's outside of that box or behind the camera. So I always think it's funny when occasionally people will do something and it's reflective and I can see behind them. I'm always like, hey, I see this or I see that or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Or maybe you're interested. Behind you is a window and a large framed wedding photo. Oh, and a half-dead plant hanging above you. And then let's see, number 5 thing on the funny farm. I was checking my email the other day, and I might have gotten into like a big-ish craft show for the summer that I'm trying to get into. But I thought I wasn't supposed to find out till February, but my name was on their list of people that were in, but I don't know. Maybe it's a mistake. So I'm not going to count on it till the end of February. But, of course, I see this, and then I'm supposed to be doing all of these things that are spread about me that I'm trying to finish. And instead I start looking on Ravelry at patterns for things that I need to make for the summer to sell. But, I mean, my son was asleep on me, so I was not really going to do anything else. It wasn't like I had use of both hands in the way I needed. So, I was just searching Ravelry, and I figured if I was going to do that, I might as well be looking for things that are useful. So, yeah, kind of planning out what things I want to make for the summer. I don't know what else I've been doing on Ravelry. I guess I could have been on forums. But I have a really hard time on forums. I keep meaning to talk about this, and I keep forgetting. I would like to be more involved in forums on Ravelry, but it makes me very uncomfortable to, like, post. A lot of times I either worry that my posts are going to be misinterpreted, because, like, when I podcast, you can hear my inflection, and you can kind of understand what I'm saying, if I'm joking or whatever. But I'm worried that things sound mean in print sometimes, when they're not intended to. Or just, like, uncaring when they're not meant to be. Or I just worry, I hate reading forum posts where everyone's like, good job, good job, good job. Because if you say great to everything, what you're really saying is great to nothing. And I don't want to be that person. So yeah, I also always feel like, in forum groups, there are the people that are very active. And I feel like when other people post, or if I'm the one posting, I guess I should say, I feel like I'm like busting into their conversation almost. If I were in a room with people and they were having a conversation, especially if I did not know them, I would not just start talking in their conversation. I think it's rude. And there's something that feels really rude to me about posting in forums, like, amidst other people's conversation, even though I know that's the whole purpose of them and I would love to post. I don't. I prefer PMs if I'm going to, like, converse with people. I do post, or I've started to try and post more in, like, the FO threads for giveaways and things. Mostly because I want to post in the forums, and those are forums where I don't feel like I'm interjecting in somebody else's conversation. But then I worry that there's, like, this thing of, like, you're just posting because you want to win stuff, and that's not it at all, because I'd be perfectly happy to be involved in more of the conversational aspect if I could sort out how. I don't know. It's just a me thing, I guess. But yeah. So that's that. I guess I should say goodbye already, because now this has taken me, like, you know, longer than I had to begin with, and now I need to edit together and put all those lovely pictures of all my I'm proud of yous. I'm proud of me. And I need to finish these Croc socks so they can get in the mail. Looks like it might be tomorrow. Hopefully today. And yeah. So I need to edit this all together. And now I have 2 videos to swoosh together because I got my lovely Boxo craft pattern stuff. So we'll see if there's anything good in there or if it's all just getting pitched. I don't know. But I'll dig through that. And yeah. So if you are still with me and made it to the end, I appreciate that. And I love you more than cows and cheese and applesauce. I hope that you have a good one and continue to make such nice work.